So back to our wall. I was distracted by the culture of the wall.
Wrong
and
wall.
Forgot about...
Yeah.
No. Same wall. That's the point.
Same wall.
That's the point. Yes.
You build a wall.
Yes.
Good for you.
Trying to get
Beautiful wall.
right.
Go somewhere.
So you're busy working on the wall and things like that, and it's a little tough. You don't have to roll for anything ordinary, but let's see how you do with a difficult moment in coping with the masonry, and in particular. The shifting ground this is an old wall. The grounds that it was built on, there are some parts that have eroded, and whether you have to destroy that part of the wall and make it curve, or whether you're going to be able to shore this up. And of course, they put the strong person on the bottom. Right. So the first thing is to try your masonry skill, which is a great big 20%.
It's a percentage.
Yes,
nice.
they are.
And we're at 89.
Yes. So the you're trying to put the stone into the right place, and it slips, right? So, all right. So now we are in a slightly different situation. Now we are going to see how your strength holds up. And unfortunately, you're not the strongest. And in this case, we use the resistance table. We're going to take the strength of the stone, which is 10, it turns out. I rolled the strength of this problem, and you did not get a 17 or 18, you got a 10. And so, it's better. There's this thing called a resistance table, and it's very easy. Every difference is 5%. So it's 50% for 9 on 9, for 10 against you, 45%.
Yeah.
So it's just a perfectly symmetrical
I don't
table.
get it quite yet, but
it's
either we get it later and you just help because
it's a useful
I can take a look at it. You can roll.
You go right ahead.
91.
Oh my goodness!
I'm done.
You're not dead or crushed, I think, but it may be a little bit of a problem.
But you don't have an arm either.
Get a bonk on the head.
But you see, so if you go down for, say, 7 against 7, it's just 50%, you see.
And how does the percentage work? Like, do I have to get below?
Yes.
I see. Yes.
Okay, nice.
Right.
Cool.
So it's really intuitive. I say, what's yours? And you say 10, and I say, okay, or you say 13, and I have a 10. We know that's 3. That's 15% on 50, 65.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So, most of the like, whenever you have a characteristic opposing a characteristic, that's your...
Yeah. Nice.
And then you have the skills, which have their own percentages, and you're just rolling them or under. But as you can see, this is kind of annoying. That means we have 2 resolution systems.
Yeah.
And sometimes, and this was very improvisational. They were throwing things into the system as they make it. Sometimes those 2 systems don't play well together.
Yeah.
It's very quirky in its outcomes because of that sometimes. So we have...
your stone.
Yeah. So yes, we have the stone coming down on you, and we're going to find out what hit location you're getting hit by. That hits you 16, which I think is an arm.
Arm.
Yes. Okay, and so you're going to take a nice solid hit to your arm.
Yeah, you don't have any protection there.
Which is what is your arm total?
My arm total is
it's right there. Yes, you go to your arm and it has
5.
5 and 5, right? So if you take double damage, if you take double the damage to a limb, then the limb is crippled.
Okay.
But at the moment, it is useless. You have basically broken your arm.
So 15 seconds into the game.
I know.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, no, that's okay. So now they have to spend an hour, getting it. So, yeah. And so...
am I just watching what's going on?
The Outriders have come up to check to make sure nobody has come and decapitated them. That's your job.
Yeah. Well, not yet, but...
I have my head on my shoulders.
Yes. And so therefore you have ridden up, and there has been an accident, and it's the youngest person on the construction team, right? The youngest person.
God, that 16-year-old.
Yeah, and they are hurt, and they have bound him up as best as they can, but taking him back. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 maximum damage.
fine.
It really
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
And so, and even though he's incredibly big and strong with 16 total hit points,
Yeah.
so he's no danger of losing his life. But his arm he's useless for a while. He's
Yeah.
not going to be able to work, and then he should go get some help.
Yeah.
Some healing, maybe.
So
Some healing,
I think
yes.
I dismount my horse and maybe go up and check.
Now, you guys, your age group, at least knows who each other is.
Yeah.
Some of you may be closer or not closer, but you all know you are part of the cohort, this
Yeah.
group. So this age.
Especially-
We're all in
We're all-
high school together.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're all the same age, so it's kind of common, like we know.
Absolutely, yes,
Not that big of a community.
correct. So therefore,
Tim, what happened?
I hurt my arm. It's not my fault. The mud, it was slippery, so I slipped on the mud and then rock fell and I hurt my arm. So
You sure you didn't hit your head?
It's a mud's fault, really.
You didn't hit your head?
No, my arm. This
Okay,
one
okay.
hurts.
Okay.
it doesn't look so good. They've wrapped it up and bound it to his chest.
Do
So,
you think
I'm in pain.
do you think we need to go to?
no, they're
Yeah,
saying,
I'm gonna go over here.
I'm on my way.
get this oaf out of here.
Yeah.
The adults are unsympathetic.
Yeah.
And one of the adults is saying, "Why did you put the young guy down there?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?"
You know he's fucking weak.
Yeah.
Is
I'm
it
a big
far
boy.
from like the village?
Yeah, he's going to have to be taken on the horse.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably at a walk because he can't.
Yeah. Okay. So
Right, so-
get up on my horse.
Get on me horse.
You'll get some help.
The
It's
horse
not-
gets
it's-
crushed.
You'll get some help, and
Poor horse.
right. And you guys are.
It's not a pony, right?
No, the
I
horses are small, but they are tough.
Yeah. Okay.
The horse gives you a look as soon as they feel this, right? Right.
What?
The horse gives you this look.
I did not agree to this.
And-
I say in this.
I'm like, you'll get some extra carrots
That's
later.
right, yeah.
It's fine.
In that case, let's go. Do you have? Good point. You have. Let's just see. You're not very good at them, but let's just see if you get any lucky rolls at all.
Yeah.
First of all,
I've got
understand beast speech.
Beast speech. Okay.
Beast
I have
speech
to
is
go
not a
walk my
language.
dog, I'm
No,
sorry.
it's
But it's being able to understand what
Yeah.
the animal means.
It's the look.
Yeah.
My dad, because those things don't like.
That's right. Yeah, use your dice. Good idea.
39.
Okay.
And
Now,
my
it's
beast
not-
speech is 5.
Yeah, so it's quite poor, but that means but at least you know enough that the horse is communicating something.
Yeah.
It's not.
You see it and you're
not
like,
too-
ah.
Yeah. Now,
What does it want?
roll again for animal care, just to see how you and the horse get along along the way.
39.
And again, you're like, that's okay. This is again, we are seeing that the characters
the
are
bumbling 16-year-old.
the characters are trying what they have been learning, and they are still learning.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Jesus Christ.
The way this system works is that when you succeed, mark it.
Oh.
Because at the end of the session, you roll to see if you improve.
Oh.
And your roll to see if you improve is over your score.
Ah.
So if you get a lucky hit, then your chance of going up is very big. You'll go up by 5%,
Oh.
not 2% or something. You go up by 5.
That's good.
Are you
So
using my
it's
rainbow?
meant it's meant for you to experience. Also, you don't know where your character is going to go.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to have your lucky hits on, and you don't know what you're going to start using
Do
more and more.
everything.
Yeah.
All the time.
Exactly. That is the lesson of the game. Roll, and roll some more. So that's why, I mean, it might seem like I'm going a little crazy with roll after roll after roll for this
Roll
guy.
for it.
In fact, in your case, roll for your regional lore.
Yeah, 15.
Okay, so let's give you some percentages. And And a 91,
91.
does not work. You do not have any insights.
Are we in space?
Well, you have no insights about what he has been saying about the region matching it.
You're like, what? Okay. Whatever you say, bruh. Thank you.
And also, can I see again in your sheet?
What?
Yeah, I'll see your sheet again just to see a couple of things.
I have a lot of skills.
Enchanté.
I see.
Right. In your case, I want you to do animal care and spirit lore
Oh, okay.
because that's relevant to what you guys are doing.
I like
Which
that
should I start
I
with?
don't
The-
have animal
they're all
care
on there.
or-
Yeah, but should I start with animal care?
No,
You're
but-
right, though.
Yeah,
Which should I
You
start
don't
roll?
care for
Oh, I
that.
see. These are
Sorry,
percentiles.
yes, you do.
Oh, yes, exactly.
I love my horse.
But if you look at the list, you will see a number.
Ooh, I got
Yeah,
matching.
15, yeah.
So 15 or less.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is that
60.
a 60? Yeah.
Oh, bummer. I thought it was the other way around. Okay. So, yeah. But okay, and then also for spirit lore.
Yeah.
Just in
20.
Oh, closer. Okay. All right.
Gotta roll low.
Yeah, we will see. And so, in your case, this I don't want to overdo this. Ordinary activities don't really require a roll, but to see whether something goes really well for you is what we are rolling. So roll your ride.
My ride. Okay, so these two, right?
84. Okay.
For
So-
once, you don't want to roll high.
That's right. And in your situation, you do not. There is no excellence in your return.
No.
home.
Just do it.
You just do it.
Yeah.
Right. So then, what I have, if there are a few other things. If you roll in the very high percents, it's a fumble, and that's when the disasters strike.
That's when my horse bucks him off.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. And so there's also a few other things when, again, in the years since, they have found easier ways to do this. But you take your percent and you drop it to 10% of that score, and that's your critical.
Okay.
So it's for our purposes. There's no point. I will just worry about ones and twos and not worry about it. But you can see it's a little fiddly. There are also some interesting things, especially in fighting. 20% of your score can do things like impale people and stuff like
Nice.
that. So
Nice.
you want to. There are some pretty nasty outcomes that
I
can
think-
occur with these low rolls. So it's just you're not going to see it very much for your characters.
I just have a question here because
Yes.
it says hand to hand 4 and
Yes.
lance 0,
Yes.
but bow doesn't have a score.
I will tell you about those. Those are called strike ranks.
Okay.
And they have to do with ordering in combat. And that's because with missile weapons, it takes one action at your ordinary strike rank, which is over here,
Yeah.
SR5. And that's just an ordinary action to ready a bow or a spell
Yeah.
or any other prepared item. Then your next action, which is on your next strike rank, so you can just do it.
Yeah.
So
That's
in
all
other words, there is no
release.
right, exactly. So that's why there is no listed strike rank
Okay.
for the bow. It's just
Okay.
ready at your ordinary strike rank. Use it at your
Yeah.
ordinary strike rank. The other weapons have added strike rank numbers due to their difficulty or size or things
Yeah,
like
exactly. I mean,
So-
hand to hand is kind of difficult.
Exactly.
Yeah.
that. So that's the arrangement.
Okay.
This was the first role playing system that did not abstract combat. Early Dungeons and Dragons is entirely abstract. You roll for a minute of activity. There is no narration for a specific role in D&D as originally written. And the same thing goes for Tunnels and Trolls, where a combat round was 3 minutes. And the group rolls collectively for it.
Okay.
And so these are very abstracted methods. RuneQuest is like, no, in this moment, this second, how can you get your hatchet strike in before the spear strike comes in?
Yeah.
Wait, so you want a low?
Yes, lower strike ranks are.
Damn it! I thought I was good at stuff.
Yo, I thought I was bad at shooting a bow.
That's right.
But I'm good.
Right.
Nice.
Great, like using a lance.
That's right. Well, that's when you have a lance and you are riding. It doesn't add any time You see, to use that lance, it's you're coming in on
So
that
I
person.
suck at stuff.
Nice.
Great.
Well, not
Done.
quite actually,
My broadsword is decent.
but everybody is in the same boat
Yeah.
when they're using a
Yes,
sword.
I-
So a sword against a sword, you're
Yeah.
just not going to.
Yeah. Oh,
On the other, all I'm going to say is, do not try to stand and fight against somebody riding you down with a lance.
I won't.
That's a really bad idea, and
Though
the numbers
they
the
might
numbers
miss
reflect
me.
it.
I'm so short.
That's right. They might. Well, actually, you'll notice you have a defense score of 10.
I do. Yeah.
Most of you do not have much of a defense score.
Oh,
I have
No, we have
0.
5 minus.
Right, and you have a 5. Those exactly. That means that people trying to hit you have plus 5%.
No risk, no glory.
But you're so big, that's why. Right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It comes from the
I'm
size.
tiny.
Bigger
Yes.
target.
And then you're tiny and you have a pretty good dexterity.
Yeah, I do.
So you're pretty hard to hit.
Okay, cool.
And so also, however, notice that you are extremely good with hand-to-hand combat. You get your hands on somebody, and you can throw them, you can hit them, you can,
Nice.
right, you can strangle them, all of that. So that's your situation.
I'm
Nice.
decent at hand-to-hand too, which is weird.
Not really.
Not really.
I gave your character your character chose to be better at the dagger than the sword.
Yeah, look at that.
Think about
I
it.
am very. Yeah, understandably so.
Yes.
It's easier.
I mean,
But
but every
hand-to-hand-
sword is a great sword for you.
Yeah.
Probably.
And well, not only that, but nobody ever sees a dagger come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dunno.
Going for a hug and a
Hand-to-hand, I still have 35 for attack and 30
Right.
for parry.
Yes.
So it's not terrible.
Exactly. So all of you are pretty good at the hand-to-hand.
Nice.
It's an easy skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.